a pink, graceful bird. This is a flamingo, one of nature's most beautiful works of art, with its graceful demeanor and beautiful plumage. Flamingos live in aquatic ecosystems such as lakes, rivers, and marshy beaches in temperate regions of Africa, South America, Southern Europe, the Middle East, and Western India. Lake Nadran, located in Tanzania, is one of the most famous flamingo habitats. Flamingos have a body length of between 2.1 meters and 1.3 meters and a weight of 3.5 kilograms, which is very light for their height. Unusually, their feathers have an elegant pink color despite their long legs and large wings. Flamingos rarely fly for long periods of time or travel long distances. They mostly prefer to rest by walking or standing. Flamingos have comb-like filters in their beaks that allow them to wade through mud or sand when searching for food in the water. Flamingos have webbed feet, which allow them to be active in the mud without the risk of falling in. Flamingos have a lifespan of 30 to 40 years, but in the wild they live for 15 to 20 years. Flamingos feed on plankton in the water, crustaceans like dogs and shrimp, and seaweeds like artemia and blue-green algae, as well as small fish. Artemia and blue-green algae contain a chemical called keratin, which is absorbed by the flamingo's body and applied to its feathers, giving them a pink glow. They mate once a year and lay a single egg in a depression in the mud that they build to suit their wetland habitat. After 30 days of incubation, the eggs hatch and the fledglings are cared for 5 days before leaving the nest to live together in small colonies. But until they reach adulthood, they're still fed on their mother's milk. The flamingo's wet esophagus is called crop milk. It's an unusually bright red liquid, which is a common misconception about flamingos because it looks like milk or blood. They even have a habit of co-parenting, as this crop milk can be given to males as well as females. Their natural enemies include crocodiles, royal lizards, birds of prey, and mammals such as hyenas, baboons, and leopards that live in the marshes. They have no defense, so the only way to avoid them is to run away. Flamingos usually stand on one leg, and while this behavior is not fully understood, it is believed that they do this to reduce muscle fatigue and to protect their body temperature. Lake Nadran, also known as the Lake of Death in Tanzania, is a volcanic lake filled with sodium bicarbonate that is home to a large population of flamingos. It is a lake of death for other animals who enter the lake and are burned or frozen to death. The lake is a key habitat for flamingos in Tanzania because it acts as a shield against natural enemies. Flamingos' long, slender legs are resistant to the corrosive water, allowing them to survive in Lake Nadran. So far, so pink and graceful, you've learned about flamingos. For more animal documentaries, subscribe to Alpacaworld TV.
Hyenas are mammals in the hyena family, native to sub-Saharan Africa. The species are divided into spotted hyenas, striped hyenas, brown hyenas, and ground wolves, with the spotted hyena being the most familiar to us. They are nicknamed the scavengers of the meadows because they scavenge for the carcasses of dead animals. While it's true that carcasses are their primary food source, they are also surprisingly good hunters. In the case of spotted hyenas, they travel in packs, so they often work together to hunt larger prey such as buffalo and zebra. They are in constant conflict with lions because their activity radiuses overlap. Because they travel in packs, even a lion is never an easy opponent. In fact, it's not uncommon in Africa for a pack of hyenas to kill and eat a weaker lion. Even prey taken by a leopard, which usually travels alone, can be swooped down on and taken by a pride. Similar carcass scavengers, bald eagles and jackals, seem to share their food without much conflict. Many people think they're small, but they can be surprisingly large, with spotted hyenas weighing up to 80 kilograms. This puts them second only to lions among African carnivores, and similar to or slightly larger than leopards. They live in groups of up to 100 individuals, led by females, so they're big hunters, and there's a sort of hierarchy within the group. This has some similarities to human society. For example, if a mother has a certain amount of status within the herd and dies, the cubs that followed her will inherit that status. Conversely, cubs born to parents with lower status are said to be less likely to survive and reproduce. The alpha male enjoys great status within the group, but if his role is misplaced, the group may rebel and kill or exile him. This interesting hierarchy in hyena society is still a subject of study among many scholars. Hyenas have a strong negative image due to their eerie cries and unsavory appearance. However, they are very valuable to nature because they clean up the carcasses of animals in Africa